Lawton, Oklahoma is the 5th largest city in the state, but breaking into the music industry as a musician living in Southwest Oklahoma can be a harrowing feat. Here on After Hours with Cade, I sit down with local artists to discuss the impact Lawton and Southwest Oklahoma has had on their career and how it's shaped their artistry. On this edition, I spoke with Jvmvr Rashad, a local pop R&B singer striving to spread positivity through his music.
I'm Jvmvr Rashad, a local artist here in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm born and raised, make majority pop and R&B music, but I also make religious / gospel music. I guess you can take it back to where I was a kid, about 4 or 5. It's kind of embarrassing. I used to watch the Goofy movie, and Max had Powerline. I always used to want to be like Powerline. I literally used to imitate that in front of my mom, but I would tell her to look away, but I'm still doing all the moves and stuff. And then going up in elementary and growing up in church, they always had like dances and praise and worship. And I always wanted to be a part of it. I just always liked being in front of people, even when I was shy about it. It's just something that gave me some sense of security, I guess, if you put it that way.
Did choir in church play a part in you figuring that out about yourself?
Actually, so my mom grew up singing in choir basically all my life, and I was actually playing the drums in church. Started off playing the congos, and I knew I wanted to play the drums. I couldn't really sing when I was little, so I was like, I really want to sing, but I can't. So, as time went by, I started getting the niche of making my own instrumentals, and then I started adding my own lyrics to the instrumentals, and then that's how it came about. I say about 14 to 15 when I started really taking it seriously of recording music.
You talk about it, you kind of do a little bit of religious music, but you're mainly pop R&B. How did you know that you wanted that to be your avenue?
Oh, well, I started out doing pop and R&B. I was kind of straying away from the gospel part just because I didn't want to be put in a box and everything, but as I got older, I realized I'm really nothing without God. And the more I started to talk about Him on my music, I started to see like changes in my life and growth. So I was like, maybe this is the avenue I need to stay. I don't have to necessarily be a gospel artist, but I can be an artist who loves the gospel. You know what I'm saying? So.
Sometimes I need to listen and be more patient and stop tripping. I'm learning how to give it to God and let go. Knowing when He says yes and when He says no. Keeping a good heart just because He said so. Knowing I'ma make it. I gotta stop being so anxious. Learn to be more gracious. Rid of all the negative energy, it's contagious. Stop being so anxious, it makes you thankless. No time for the negative drama, cause I'm on greatness. Stop being so anxious. Gotta stop being so anxious.
Being from Lawton, how has the community helped you grow or shaped your artistry?
Oh, man, of course, being a small community, everybody's, itching to be that first one to make it out of here and everything like that. So we always had the same comments, watching award shows, halftime shows, Super Bowls, and all that good stuff. And we have a little clique out here where we get together, discuss our creative, plans and our futures and stuff like that. And then just really try our best to form that team, really get ourselves out there.
What drives your creativity, and how does being from a small town like Lawton factor into that?
Really? If I say anything that drives my creativity, I would say it's the youth. Because, I won't lie, so many times I try to escape Lawton. Oh, you can't do this in Lawton, you can't do this in Lawton, you never make that, but you never realize the impact you're making on people, especially a child. So when you're just rambling in the store and a child recognizes you from singing in church, like, hey, cool guy, I'm like, me? And then, oh, you're the one who sings at church the other? I'm like, yeah, that is me. Then you just realize you're actually making an impact. It's like, you don't have to be in a big city to make a big impact.
When you're in the studio, does that play a part in what you create, what kind of music that you want to produce and put out into the world? Is it the youth, or how does that process come about? One
of my main things is like when I sing about something, I'm like, what can I sing to, it's not more of me venting, but something that people can relate to. Because at the same time, I always want to express how I feel, but at the same time I want to encourage people as well. So if I'm singing a song about, depression or something, instead of singing about being in depression, I'm on to sing how I can overcome the depression. So to help, except someone smaller who doesn't have, someone to talk to or a getaway. Maybe they somehow stumble across my music and hear it, and it's healing to their ears.
Abba, Father, you are my friend. It is my promise, I'm here until the end. You give me wisdom, you give me joy. You give me power that no devil can destroy. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but then I feel your mighty touch.
You mentioned that you started creating beats as a kid. How has your musical artistry changed, and like your taste and your goals and aspirations changed over the years? And how do you think that they're going to change going forward?
Well, it gets a little difficult. So, you always want to have your own sound. At the same time, you want to adapt with the times. You don't want to fall behind. So, I guess I always had my certain sound that I always had, and I always believed that I can carry it, from generation to generations. I guess they would call that timeless music. So the goal is to always make timeless music. Don't make anything for the present, make something for the future, but still acknowledge the present.
What has it been like being a pop R&B artist in the area? What has the outreach from your peers been? And do you feel like having a more clean discography with a more religious outtake, has that affected your ability to collaborate in the area?
Mostly having cleaner music actually opens more doors for me out here. Of course, I don't really be in bars or clubs or anything, which is nothing wrong with that, but I'm able to get on bigger platforms like the International Festival, or, I can go and perform at a local church or at a mega church somewhere, and there's no controversies around it just because my music is clean. So I like to keep going in that avenue just because it opens more doors and opportunities.
How do you think that applies to you trying to break into the music industry, especially coming from Lawton?
I think they see it, keeping a good head on your shoulder, like I said, open more doors. There's shows that doesn't want, raunchy or explicit lyrics and stuff like that. A lot of people can't go into that category and just make straight clean music. So I feel like I was blessed with that gift to where I can still make clean music and still have an impact on almost anyone. Anyone can listen to it and relate to it. So I try to stay in that mindset, therefore you never know what doors will open in the future.
How come in 1 second it was perfect, now you're gone? And baby, I can't take it. I got it bad and I can't fake it. I try so hard but I can't shake it. My heart's too chained up, I can't break it. I wish that I could turn back time. If only I could realign, I would have never let you go.
In 2021, you kind of took a little bit of a break year. You weren't producing as much, but in 2022, you released 3 singles, an EP, multiple collaborations. What do you have in store for 2023? What does this look like? Will we possibly get a new album this year?
So I actually have been working on a project. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet. I'm keep thinking about calling it the Flu Files, just because literally on the first of the year, I caught the flu and it took me out for the whole month of January. So I couldn't do anything but record music, so I'm all stuffy and everything, but the passion never died. So I was like, maybe I'm on to something. Maybe this was supposed to happen. So.
Is that where the creation of your latest single came from?
Yes. So, had the flu and stuff, and there's always somebody you always see, you want to approach them, but same time you got so much stuff clouded in your head, so you just hesitate to make that move, make that final decision. So that's how Hesitate came about.
And is Hesitate just a stray single, or is this a single from the upcoming album?
This is going to be a single from the upcoming album. So absolutely. So this will be the starting point. This really is what got me motivated. I'm really like this song, and the feedback has been just so phenomenal. So definitely going to have something coming out in 2023.
Could we potentially see a music video?
Music video is on the way. I am getting it with Jvmvr Films, and once he gets done with his stuff that he's going on right now, we are going to be in the works for Hesitate the music video. I'll say look out between the end of the month and the middle of March.
And can we look forward to more collaborations this year?
I would love to do more collaborations. That's actually my goal for this year. I feel like I'm now on this platform where I have more eyes, I have more appeal, and people, I guess, take me more seriously to where I can go out and reach out to more people. Because there's so much talent out here, even up and coming talent. Like I just did a song with Jaden Pierce. He's a senior at Eisenhower, and he's so talented, so talented.
The devil will tempt me to sneak, but devil cannot make me weak. I feel a connection is deep. I'm laying these demons to sleep. I'm drinking my waters and saying my prayers, and I'm casting away all my weeps. Doing it all for my peeps. Praying my soul is to keep. The enemy's coming, my stomach is rumbling. I'm Goku, I cannot be beat. I do not believe in defeat. And now when I live in deceit, I'm feeling the thunder that's coming from under a sign that I cannot retreat. To all the ones that I love, please understand this is new to me. Negative thoughts are consuming me. Just know that God is here grooming me. I'm feeling my energy soar like a rocket. I'm seeking prosperity beyond my pockets.
How do you normally go about approaching your collaborations? Do you normally let them reach out to you, or do you like to reach out first?
It really depends on the situation. If it's somebody that I really want to reach out to, then I will go ahead and make that first step and reach out to them. But normally, like I said, I'm an open book. If somebody wants to reach out to me with an opportunity, I'm most likely never going to turn it down unless it's something crazy. So like I said, I feel like collaboration is definitely key to building a strong community out here, even though a lot of people don't want to.
Do you think in the future that you would ever mitigate and move into the avenue of potentially releasing more explicit music? I know that when people break into the music industry, a lot of the times the pressure is on. Would that ever stray your artistic direction?
Absolutely not. See, I already went through that with my first album, and I was trying so hard to, appeal this certain crowd and these certain people, and it wasn't authentic. It didn't feel like me. I feel like if it's not authentic, it's not really art, it's not really yourself. So what are you putting out stuff for if it's not authentic?
You've performed at multiple different venues around Southwest Oklahoma. When did you officially start booking shows, and what is your favorite part about performing?
So I would say my first official show that I can remember was the Armed Forces Day Parade here in Lawton, actually in 2014. I just graduated college. I was so nervous out of my mind. I have nothing near the experience that I have now, but it was still a good time. And as the show went through, I just felt comfort. I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing. This was my calling, so I just kept doing it, just kept going.
Do you have any upcoming plans, like potential festivals that you would like to perform at this year?
I really would like to do the World Cultural Music Fest in Tulsa. That's something I always wanted to do. It's in March, so I don't know if I have time to, audition for it or sign up for it, but that's something I would love to do in the future.
To you, what sets you apart from other upcoming artists in Southwest Oklahoma?
I say just my heart, man. I like having a pure heart. I feel like we're in a world where they look at people with kindness as weakness, and I refuse to believe that. I just want to keep walking and be who I am.
Before we wrap, where can people find you and your music online?
Oh yes, you can find me at Jvmvr Rashad. That's Jvmvr, then Rashad, R-A-S-H-A-D. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, basically anywhere you can get music, I'm there.
And is there anything that we didn't get a chance to talk about that you'd like to discuss before we end the interview?
No, just be kind to people. That's all. That's my main message, is spreading love and being positive. That's all I care about.
Thank you again for doing the interview, man.
Again, this has been a pleasure.